All right, so today we're diving into something I think a lot of us can relate to,
Okay.
and that's starting a fitness journey.
Hmm.
And uh, what better way to do that than with a guide called The Beginner's Guide to Starting Your Fitness Journey from Horizon Leisure Centers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this guide is really good for anyone who's just starting out,
Yeah,
and is looking for some practical advice on, how to make fitness achievable and enjoyable.
totally. I think we can all agree with that. Yeah,
Especially when you're starting out, you don't want to make it this big, daunting thing.
for sure.
Yeah. So,
So let's jump into it. What really stood out to you about this guide?
well, I think one of the things that they highlight right off the bat is the importance of setting realistic goals,
Okay.
which is something that I think a lot of people, they kind of stumble on when they first start out.
Yeah, I've definitely been there, like especially around New Year's. You set these crazy goals, and like
Yeah.
2 weeks later, you're like,
Yeah, no, exactly. And this guide is really good because it advocates for setting SMART goals,
okay.
which are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
So basically breaking it down into bite-sized pieces.
Exactly. And they even give this great example of, instead of just saying, I want to get fit,
Right.
a SMART goal would be something like, I want to be able to jog 2 miles without stopping in 3 months.
Right.
So it's very specific.
I like that.
It's measurable. You can track your progress.
Yeah.
It's achievable. You're not saying, I want to run a marathon next week.
Right.
It's relevant to your overall fitness goals.
Yeah.
And it's time bound, so you have a deadline to work towards.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And, it's not just about, making it easier to achieve, but it's also about the psychology behind it.
Okay.
When we set these smaller goals and we achieve them,
Yeah.
our brain releases dopamine,
Yeah.
which is like a reward chemical, and that makes us feel good.
So we're basically hacking our brains into
Right.
wanting to work out more.
Yeah, you're tricking your brain into enjoying the process.
I love it.
And that's really what you want.
So we've got our goals set.
Okay.
What's next?
Well, the guide also suggests finding a workout buddy.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that's a good one.
It's a great strategy, and not just because it's, more fun to work out with a friend,
Right.
but also because it provides accountability.
I can see, if you've made a plan with someone,
Mm.
you're less likely to skip out on it.
Exactly. You don't want to let your friend down.
Mhm.
And, there's actually research that shows that people who work out with a partner,
Okay.
they tend to stick to their fitness routine more consistently,
That makes sense.
and they also tend to enjoy it more.
It's that whole misery loves company kind of.
Well, not misery, but, you're sharing the experience.
Yeah, the struggle, the sweat,
The endorphins,
Yeah.
those feel-good hormones.
Oh, yeah.
And when you share those with someone, it actually strengthens your bond.
Oh, wow. So it's like relationship building as well.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that this guide also mentions gym referral schemes.
Oh, right.
Where you can actually get a discount for bringing a friend.
So it's a win-win.
It is. You get to work out with your buddy.
Yeah.
You both save money.
And you're more likely to stick to it.
Exactly.
But I know for some people, going to the gym with a friend isn't really their thing.
Right.
And this guide really emphasizes finding what works for you
Mm-hmm.
and trying all sorts of new things.
Exactly.
I mean, they list yoga, Pilates, strength training, HIIT.
There's something for everyone.
It's like a buffet of fitness options.
And that variety is so important for a few reasons.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, first of all, it helps prevent boredom.
Okay. I can see that.
You're not doing the same thing day in and day out.
Yeah. You're getting stuck in a rut.
Exactly. And secondly, it challenges different muscle groups.
Okay.
So you're getting a more well-rounded workout.
So you're not neglecting any part of your body.
Exactly. And most importantly, it allows you to discover what you genuinely enjoy.
Yeah, I think that's a big one because if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to stick with it.
Absolutely. You have to find something that you look forward to doing.
So true.
And, that ties back to what we were talking about earlier with goal setting. It's
Yeah.
not just about reaching the destination. It's
Right.
about enjoying the journey.
That's a good point. I remember when I first started doing yoga, I was so surprised at how much I loved it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about the physical challenge. It was also about the mental focus and the stress relief it provided.
That's great.
I never would have discovered that if I hadn't stepped out of my comfort zone and tried something new.
That's a perfect example of how, exploring different activities can lead you to something that you really love.
And that makes you want to keep coming back for more.
Exactly. And when you find that you're much more likely to stick with your fitness journey long term.
Okay, so we've talked about setting realistic goals.
Mm-hmm.
finding a workout buddy.
Yep.
Trying new activities.
Right.
So what's next?
Well, this guide is really all about setting you up for success.
Okay.
And a big part of that is consistency.
Right.
They even talk about scheduling your workouts
Oh, interesting.
and treating them like important appointments.
So like putting it in your calendar
Yeah,
and making
exactly.
it non-negotiable.
You know, it's funny how that simple act of putting it in your calendar
Yeah.
can make such a big difference.
How so?
Well, it signals to your brain that this is a priority.
Oh, okay.
It's not something that you squeeze in if you have time.
Right.
It's something that you've committed to.
I like that.
And from a habit formation perspective,
Mhm.
that consistency is key.
I can see that, think about brushing your teeth.
Right.
You don't question it. You just do it.
Exactly. It's become an ingrained habit.
Yeah.
And that's what we're aiming for with fitness.
Okay, so we want to make it like second nature.
Yeah, you want to get to the point where it's just part of your routine.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about those days when you're super busy
Yeah.
and life just gets in the way?
Well, the guide actually addresses that too.
Okay.
And it gives some really practical advice for those days.
What kind of advice?
Well, it emphasizes that even short bursts of activity are beneficial, especially when you're just starting out.
Okay.
You don't have to do an hour-long workout every day.
So even just 10 or 15 minutes is better than nothing.
Exactly. The key is to just keep moving.
Yeah.
And it also encourages experimenting with different times of day
Right.
to see what works best for your schedule.
Like maybe you're a morning person or maybe you prefer to work out in the evenings.
Exactly. It's all about finding what's sustainable for you.
So it's really about customizing it to your own life.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this guide is saying that consistency is more important than intensity, especially at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about building that foundation, that habit of movement. And you can always increase the intensity later on.
So we don't have to go all out right away.
Yeah. You don't want to burn yourself out.
That's a good point.
Yeah. The most important thing is to just keep showing up.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Exactly.
All right, so we've covered setting realistic goals, finding a workout buddy,
Mm-hmm.
trying new activities, and staying consistent.
Yep.
It sounds like a pretty solid foundation for a successful fitness journey, wouldn't you say?
I completely agree, but there's one more crucial element that this guide highlights,
Okay, what's that?
and that's your personal why.
Your why.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's not just about the physical changes you want to see.
Okay,
It's about understanding the deeper motivation behind your fitness journey.
I see.
Why is this important to you?
Okay.
What are you hoping to achieve beyond just losing weight or building muscle?
Yeah, I think that's such a powerful point because it's easy to get caught up in those surface level goals.
Yeah.
But when you tap into that deeper, why it becomes something much more meaningful.
Right, absolutely. It becomes this driving force that helps you push through those inevitable challenges.
Yeah, like when you just don't feel like working out.
Yeah, or when you hit a plateau.
Right.
If your only motivation is to fit into a certain pair of jeans,
Uh-huh.
what happens when you reach that goal?
Yeah. Do you just stop?
Yeah, do you stop? Do you lose motivation?
I can see how that could happen.
Right.
But if you're driven by something deeper,
Mm-hmm.
like wanting to improve your health so you can keep up with your kids or grandkids,
Right.
that's a motivation that's going to last a lifetime.
Exactly. It becomes a part of who you are,
Wow.
a reflection of your values.
That's deep.
It is. And what's interesting is that this guide actually suggests writing down your why
Okay.
and revisiting it
Uh-huh.
regularly.
So like putting it on your fridge or something.
Yeah, or your bathroom mirror.
Right.
Somewhere where you'll see it every day.
So it's like a constant reminder of why you're doing this.
Exactly. It's like having a personal mission statement.
For your fitness journey.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a really helpful tool.
Okay, so we've talked about setting realistic goals, finding a workout buddy, trying new activities, staying consistent,
Mm-hmm.
and tapping into your why.
Yeah.
Is there anything else this guide covers that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, it also talks about the importance of being patient with yourself
Okay,
and celebrating every victory along the way.
I like that.
Yeah, it emphasizes that this is a journey, not a race.
Yeah,
And there will be ups and downs.
you're going to have good days, bad days.
Exactly. And it's okay to have those off days, as long
Okay.
as you don't let them derail your progress completely.
I think that's something a lot of people struggle with, especially in today's world of instant gratification.
Oh, absolutely.
We want to see results right away.
Yeah,
And when we don't, it's easy to get discouraged.
exactly. But this guide seems to be saying that, it's okay to have those days where you don't feel like working out, where you don't eat as healthy as you should,
Yeah.
as long as you get back on track the next day.
So it's all about that long-term perspective,
Exactly.
not letting a few bad days ruin all the progress you've made.
That's right. And speaking of progress,
Yeah.
the guide really emphasizes the importance of celebrating every victory,
Oh, I like that.
no matter how small.
So even if it's just going for a 10-minute walk.
Exactly. Or, lifting a little bit more weight than you did last week.
Right.
Those are all wins.
Like, we should acknowledge them.
Absolutely. There's actually a psychological principle called the progress principle,
Okay.
which states that making progress towards meaningful goals is one of the most powerful motivators we have.
Interesting.
It's not just about reaching the final destination.
Right.
It's about experiencing those little wins along the way.
I see. So it's like those little wins keep us motivated.
Exactly. They give us a sense of accomplishment.
Okay.
And they keep us moving forward.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we often forget to do.
Yeah.
We're so focused on what we haven't achieved yet
Right.
that we don't take the time to appreciate how far we've come.
So true.
Yeah, and I think that's a great takeaway from this deep dive.
Well,
It's not just about following a set of rules or guidelines.
Mhm.
It's about shifting your mindset
okay.
and creating a positive relationship with fitness.
I like that.
It's about finding joy in the process,
Yeah.
celebrating your wins, learning from your setbacks, and most importantly, believing in yourself and your ability to achieve your goals.
That's a great message.
Yeah, I think it's something that we can all benefit from remembering.
For sure. And you know what I really appreciate about this guide
What's that?
is that it makes fitness feel accessible, not intimidating.
Right.
It breaks down those mental barriers that we sometimes build up
Yeah.
and reminds us that anyone can start a fitness journey,
Absolutely.
no matter where they're at.
That's the power of a good guide.
Yeah.
It demystifies the process. Right.
And empowers people to take ownership of their well-being.
Exactly. And it all starts with that first step, whether it's taking a walk, signing up for a dance class, or just committing to moving your body for a few minutes each day.
I love that analogy of the first step
Yeah.
because it's so true.
It can have a ripple effect.
One small step can lead to another and another.
Right.
Before you know it, you've created this amazing new habit.
It's almost like a chain reaction.
Exactly.
And I think that's what this guide does so well.
Yeah.
It sets off that chain reaction
It gives you the tools.
by providing you with the tools and the knowledge you need to succeed.
And it reminds us that there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
So true.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Right.
It's about finding what you enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
what fits into your lifestyle,
Right.
and
right.
what aligns with your personal goals.
So true. Some people thrive on those intense workouts,
Yeah.
while others prefer something more low-key.
Exactly.
And that's totally okay. The important thing is to listen to your body and honor your individual needs.
And don't be afraid to ask for help or guidance along the way.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a personal trainer, a fitness community, or even just a supportive friend,
Right.
having that network of people
Mm-hmm.
who understand your goals can make a world of difference.
It's all about creating that positive and encouraging environment.
Where you can thrive.
Exactly.
Well, after this deep dive, I'm feeling incredibly inspired to take my own fitness journey to the next level.
Me too.
How about you?
Definitely. It's a great reminder that we all have the power to transform our health and well-being one step at a time.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into kickstarting your fitness journey.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
We hope you found it helpful
And we'll see you next time.
and are feeling empowered to take action. Remember, start small, stay consistent, find what you enjoy, and celebrate every victory along the way.
Bye.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep moving, and keep striving for your best self.
Yes. So it's like, it's more than skin deep, right? It's
Yeah.
not just about how you look, it's about how you feel.
Right.
It's about your overall well-being.
Okay.
And I think when you have that deeper understanding of why you're doing this, it makes it so much easier to stick with it.
Yeah. Because I can definitely see how, if you're just focused on, I want to lose 10 pounds or something,
Right.
once you hit that goal, then what?
Exactly. You hit that goal and then you're like, okay, now what?
Right? Do you just go back to your old habits?
Yeah. And then you end up right back where you started.
Yeah.
But if you have that deeper motivation, like I want to be healthy so I can play with my grandkids, or, I want to have more energy to travel the world,
Right.
those are things that are going to keep you going even after you reach your initial goals.
Like a lifestyle change, not just a quick fix.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that this guide actually suggests writing down your why
Okay.
and revisiting it regularly.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because it's easy to lose sight of it, when you're in the midst of your busy life.
Yeah, it's like putting it on your fridge or something.
Exactly. Or your bathroom mirror.
Right.
Somewhere you'll see it every day.
Yeah, so it's a constant reminder.
Exactly. It's like having a personal mission statement for your fitness journey.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about setting realistic goals, finding a workout buddy, trying new activities, staying consistent, and tapping into your bless.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else this guide covers that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, it also talks about the importance of being patient with yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It is because, fitness is a journey, not a race.
Right.
And there will be ups and downs.
There will be days when you don't feel like working out.
Exactly.
Or you eat a whole pizza.
It happens to the best of us.
And that's okay.
It is, as long as you don't let those slip-ups define.
Right. I think a lot of people, especially nowadays, we're so used to instant gratification.
Oh, yeah. Everything is so fast-paced. We want to see results right away.
And when we don't, we get discouraged.
Yeah.
But this guide is really good about emphasizing that, it's okay to have those days where you don't feel like working out or you don't eat as healthy as you should.
Right.
As long as you get back on track the next day.
It's all about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. And speaking of progress,
Yeah.
the guide also talks about the importance of celebrating every victory,
Oh, I like that.
no matter how small.
So, even if you just go for a walk around the block.
Exactly. Or, if you do one more push-up than you did last week.
Right.
Those are all things to celebrate.
Okay, I can see that.
There's actually a psychological principle called the progress principle,
Oh, interesting.
which states that making progress towards meaningful goals is one of the most powerful motivators we have.
Okay, so basically acknowledging our wins.
Exactly, because it's not just about reaching the final destination. It's about experiencing those little wins along the way.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because sometimes we get so focused on the end goal that we forget to appreciate how far we've already come.
And those little wins, they give us a sense of accomplishment.
Okay.
And they keep us motivated to keep going.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like giving yourself a pat on the back
Yeah, exactly.
for all the hard work you're doing.
And I think that's a great takeaway from this deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about following a set of rules or guidelines.
Okay.
It's about shifting your mindset
Right.
and creating a positive relationship with fitness.
I like that.
It's about finding joy in the process, celebrating your wins, learning from your setbacks, and most importantly, believing in yourself and your ability to achieve your goals.
Yeah, I think that's a really important message.
Yeah, it's something that we can all benefit from remembering.
It just makes you feel like you can actually do it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not this impossible thing.
Right.
It's something that anyone can do
Exactly.
with the right mindset and the right approach.
And it all starts with that first step, right?
Absolutely.
No matter how small, whether it's just, like you said, taking a walk or signing up for that dance class
Yeah.
you've always wanted to try.
Yeah, or even just committing to moving your body for 10 minutes a day.
Yeah, just something to get you started.
Exactly.
Because once you start,
You build momentum.
yeah, it's like that ripple effect.
I love that.
The ripple effect.
Yeah, one small action
Yeah.
can lead to another and another.
Exactly. And before you know it,
And then,
you've created this whole new lifestyle.
yeah, it's like a chain reaction.
I like that.
And I think that's what this guide does so well. It
Yeah.
kind of sets off that chain reaction.
By giving you the tools and the knowledge you need.
Yeah, and reminding us that there's no one right way to do it.
Absolutely the work. What works for one person
Yeah.
might not work for another.
Some people love going to the gym.
Yeah.
And others would rather go for a hike in nature.
Exactly.
And that's totally fine. It's all about finding what you enjoy, what fits into your lifestyle, and what aligns with your goals.
I think that's such a great takeaway from this whole conversation.
Yeah, me too.
It's not about forcing yourself to do something you hate.
No.
It's about finding something that you actually look forward to.
Exactly. And when you find that,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a chore anymore.
Right. It becomes something that you want to do.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you, but after this deep dive, I'm feeling super inspired
Me too.
to really prioritize my fitness.
Yeah.
And make it a part of my life.
It's a good reminder that we all have the power to, take control of our health
Yeah,
and make positive changes,
exactly. And it all starts with that first step.
one step at a time.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into kickstarting your fitness journey.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We hope you found it helpful and are feeling motivated to take action.
And we'll see you next time.
Remember, start small, stay consistent, find what you enjoy, and celebrate every victory along the way.
Bye.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep moving, and keep striving for your best self.
See ya.